Top 5 ways to keep a man in a relationship.
Respect, space, feminism, loyalty. And then, what's the last one? Oh, fun. You know, guys want options. So always know that if you want to like another female, like y'all can another female. He don't gotta cheat. Y'all can do it together, but the female has to be open. The female gotta realize that though. So like, yeah.
You said feminism. Did you mean femininity?
No, feminism as in like you need to be submissive to your man. Like if your man wants something, you go get it. Not, oh, you gotta question your man and ask everything, why this or why that or why you gotta do this. Like if he asks you for something, just go do it.
Let's see what the women had to say in response to what she said. The pick-me's would say, LMAO, you gotta keep him by having 3 ways? Nah. And to a certain extent, I actually kind of understand that one, you know what I mean? But we'll get into that. Y'all confusing femininity with absolute submission because all y'all want to do is dominate women, not love them. What? I don't think she understands what feminism means. To be honest, I feel like feminism should have been defined as such from the get-go. Think about it. Feminism should be a group of women who champion being as feminine as possible. Hence the name feminism. It should be all about being feminine. But they changed the word to be something completely different. Submissive and a total doormat. Great traits, not feminism equals being submissive to men with a question mark. It's really broken down into 2 different categories. Women who think like her and then the average feminist mindset modern day women who disagree with her, which I just showed you in the comments. Now, we all know that women like being with the top men, even if they got to share that man. And they try to act like they don't, but look at the situation with the Celtics the Celtics coach. Now, a lot of people know this, but there's a lesson in this. Recently, the Celtics coach was from what I understand, was having an affair with one of the female staff members and things like that. And he got in trouble for it and they let him go. Now, if you don't know, he's with Nia Long, and based on that picture, you could tell they've been with each other probably for a long time. No pun intended. Nia Long, long time. Anyway, a lot of times women want to make us believe that they're so exclusive. But when you're a guy like him, a high value man who's making a lot of money at that level, that tier, a woman, even though she can tell that you got a wife or you got a whole situation going on, she's willing to share you with that wife. As long as she's not already taken, a woman they be willing to share you. And I low-key think it's ingrained in their DNA all throughout history because it's just been like that all throughout history. But that's a theory though. I'm not stating it as facts. So when you have a woman like her who says basically there's no point in her man cheating, like basically they all 3 of them, they can go ahead and do that, they can handle that together. A lot of women get frustrated and angry, but she's just admitting what y'all already do anyway. Women already do that. Looking back on the video, I realized that I kind of misconstrued what she was saying because she also likes females too. And that's kind of that. I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was talking about just sharing the man, but she's talking about sharing the man and also sharing the female too. And it's like, even if I had multiple women, I wouldn't even want them to be interested in each other in that type of way. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want that. That's weird to me. I'm just gonna be real with you. It's weird to me. And also I'm a Christian, so that doesn't align with my, how I think, believe in certain things. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with the video. Let's take LeBron James, for example, all right? Now, you know how many women want LeBron James? Do you think that they care that he's happily married to his wife? Do you think any of those women care? Do you think any of those women, if LeBron James was to want to do something with the women that want him, do you think they'd be like, hold on, you put your wife, is she okay with it? No! Those women are willing to share LeBron James with her. She's not willing to do that, obviously, or most likely. Who knows their situation? But for the most part, they're more willing to share him with her than than the wife is willing to share him with the other females. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the position of the woman, but women share men all the time. It's nothing new. It's nothing new at all. So most men, even if they don't want multiple wives, don't mind having multiple women, and most women don't mind sharing a man. It might be a certain way they share the man, which I described with the LeBron James wife situation. But, you know what I'm saying?
So my thoughts on in a relationship. I personally feel like I'm not going to always be in the mood for my man. And I do get like not wanting your guy to like be pleasuring himself to other women. But you also can't expect him to just like sit there and suffer just because you're not in the mood. So I feel like y'all can just make your own. And then he can look at you to handle his business, So y'all can make it fun. Just start recording y'all's, love sessions and let him have a whole archive of that.
In a lot of marriages, this is a real issue, and a lot of to be honest with you, I don't understand why, with all the information out here, why men even get married anymore. Now, biologically, of course, we want to be with women, and we're going to be with one woman. We're going to want to be with one woman more than all the other women, based on how much we love that woman. You know what I'm saying? But as far as allowing the state and the government to get involved and signing those certificates and documents, I don't think that's what makes it official. But we're not even really going to get into that. I don't know if that's really a good solution, because relationships don't always last, and people leak footage. They leak footage when they're angry. Also, in a practical sense, if you're with a woman and she's like, she's not in the mood, why don't you just go look at the video that they did together? It still feels like a rejection to a man at the end of the day. I understand she's like problem solved, but it's just like, as a man, you only can get rejected a certain amount of times in that way consecutively before you're like, consecutively by your woman before you're like, yo, does she even want me anymore? Like, she just want me to go to the archive, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's a good solution. Maybe some of you guys in the comments have a better solution than that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
There's a reason why I say when a man hurts, he truly does hurt. And not a lot of women are aware of the fact that they have this much of an impact on a guy when they hurt them. Like, guys are very good when it comes to hiding their emotions, because, guys are taught to not really show them. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that they're non-existent, okay? It's still there. It still hurts. And if anything, I think a guy hurts worse than us females because of how much they hold in. And it hurts even worse when a female fucks them over or breaks their heart. Listen, you want to talk about heartbreak? Watch a guy go through shit like that. I kid you the fuck not. That shit, it breaks my own heart having to see a guy go through that. And it's because when a man loves you, he loves you with his entire heart, his soul, his mind, his being. And when he gets fucked over by somebody that he gave everything to, y'all don't realize how deeply that cuts him. Like,
out of all the languages in the world, she chose to speak facts. When I watch this video, what it sounds like to me, it sounds like she had a brother, because her level of understanding as far as like the male experience when it comes to him being emotionally hurt by a woman, it doesn't make any sense. Most women literally do not care about men's feelings because they think that we're so tough, or they think that we can handle it, or they just think that we don't feel, or something like that. I've talked to women where they be like, I didn't even know y'all even had feelings and stuff like that, because don't nobody allow us to really like. Anyway, why do you think so many men become a savage after they get hurt the first time? That pain is so destructive, or that pain is so, it almost seems unbearable, that they say they become a savage, and they, as far as like working out and becoming that alpha male, because they never want to allow another woman and being vulnerable with another woman and allow a woman to ever make them feel like that again. You know what I mean? And what I think is, I never heard another manosphere person say this in the manosphere. I don't even watch other manosphere channels, but I think a lot of times the reason why we're so vulnerable with a woman, and she a lot of times doesn't deal responsibly with our vulnerability when we really love a woman before we become a savage after she hurts the man. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of that comes from the relationship with their mom. See, you can be vulnerable with your mother, so then when you know what I'm saying, that's the first woman we've been introduced to. So then we try to get in a relationship, and we try to, it's different. And we think we could be vulnerable with her like we vulnerable with our mother, and it just don't work like that. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing to learn. What I'm saying is, the only way we know how to interact with a woman in a loving, caring, affectionate type of way was first introduced to us by our mother. And with our mother, in a lot of situations, especially most males have a pretty healthy, decent relationship with their mother. We confided in our mother. Our mother was our safe place for a very long time. So a lot of times when we get in a relationship with a female, like especially when it's like our first love, we think that we can be vulnerable with that woman just like we're vulnerable with our mother, and it just don't work like that. It's like a whole set of different rules. Now, just like anything, we should be taught these things, but mothers are failing their sons in that regard, that particular regard, not in every other area, but in that particular regard. Mothers aren't preparing their sons and giving them the real facts of the dynamic between a male and female relationship when it comes to love when it comes to actually, because she won't tell her son how she feels about the dad or how she feels about a man in a relationship. It's different than a dynamic between mother and son, and mother and woman and significant other. It's totally different, and a lot of mothers don't teach their sons that. And if you from my community and a lot of the men are around, like dads aren't around that really teach the sons that, then it's just what are the dudes gonna do? They're probably gonna watch manosphere channels and try to understand the masculinity. That's what I did, about 5 years ago. And I had my dad in my life, but I still went to manosphere channels to understand my masculinity, understand like how do I navigate dealing with a woman and stuff like that, because certain things just weren't taught to me. Yeah.